Hi and welcome to Everyday Vlogging with Rich Pasini. Today is January 28, 2019. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. Hope you like the content and come back for more. Today I want to do some e-commerce news. Basically some eBay, Amazon, Etsy, whatever it may be. I always like to cover all the platforms whenever it's readily available to me. But before I get started with that, there is a website I like to start off with, and I think you guys know what it is. It's Frugal For Less. So let's get right to it. Okay guys, here we are at Frugal For Less, and for those who are new to my channel, I just want you to know I do not read everything verbatim. I will give you the URL and tell you where I get the information from, and the rest is up to you if you choose to pick up where I left off. The website for this one here, the URL, is www.frugalforless.com. And this came out today, January 28, 2019. If you notice me throwing the dates out there, folks, I just want you to I just do that there because I want you guys to know it's not old information. I hope you don't mind me repeating myself on not all of them, but in some cases I will. This one goes to say how to shop like a minimalist, 10 easy steps. Okay. Now, I love this one here. I do love Frugal For Less because it does give you a lot of good information there. And yeah, also up here, I just want to bring this to your attention too. You can join their mailing list and get their newsletter just by hitting the email address and subscribing, and you will be updated as to when they post new stuff out there. So you might want to check into that. Anyway, let's get started here. First one says here, the minimal mindset. To be able to shop like a minimalist, we need to understand their mindset. This will clarify the shopping habits I will describe later. However, I'm going to read, because I want to keep this short as possible. All right. So I'm going to read the highlighted ones, and then we'll just pick it up from there. Some minimalist thinking includes value experience, do more instead of owning more, limit stuff that enters your life, paying attention to what comes into your life, things and activities, owing less than decluttering more. Minimalists do declutter as a priority to change, but to limit what they buy in the first place. Okay, then it says make their time more meaningful, less wasted movements, saying no to the things that don't fit your priorities. Happiness doesn't fit the materialistic things. Happiness and self-worth are not delivered. What happened here? My computer's going crazy again. Are not derived from what you own. Stop comparing themselves to others. No more competing with the Joneses. Stop thinking you all need that just in case. Learning to substitute things that would do the same job. Organizing things is not sufficient. No matter how well you organize things, the stuff is still there and still cluttering in your life. Having it gone is much better. Okay, I'm just going to read the. This is what I'm going to read here, just the highlights, and then the rest you can pick up. Like I said, I got a lot of windows open up, and I want to go through them as quick as possible. Avoid malls and shopping centers. Okay, do your research. Yeah, you could always pause the video camera. You could always pause the video and read if you like. If you don't want to go to the URL, do your research. Okay. Initiate spending freezes. That's what I've been doing for quite some time now. Actually, I've been doing it pretty much all my life. Adopt a new in, old out habit. Wait on purchases. Unsubscribe from store emails and flyers. Write list quantities, group items, sections by place, track coupons, and so on. And shop with cash, which I do with the debit cards. And analyze each purchase. And my daughters always say this to me sometimes. Do you really need it? Do you really love it? Where will you put it? Will you use it often? Do you already have something similar? What will you get rid of to make room for this? It's true. Do you really need it? That's my daughter said. Do you really need that? Like when I was selling out my printers. Do you really need it? Is there anything wrong with the other ones? No. Then what do you need it for? Leave it alone. Ain't broke, don't fix it. Number 10, shop less often. Once you implemented many of the other habits, this part should be easy to do. Shopping less often gives you fewer things, but saves you money and time in many ways. Some of these include money saving on sales tax, money saved on gasoline, saves time, grocery shopping, 43 minutes, not counting driving back and forth, and so on and so forth. And you can read the final thoughts. And you know the URL. There's going to be a total of 3 windows. And now, with 3, now there's 2. This one here, how to negotiate the best auto lease deal. 9 easy tips for those who like to lease. I don't. I bought my car out new and I want to pay, it's already paid off, so I don't really want to get involved with this here. Car leases versus car loans. All right, there's several reasons to choose a lease over a loan. The reason is often deeply personal, and that's to do with finance along with how long the car will be used during the period. By understanding different values, but leasing a car versus buying a car, consumers make more informed decisions. Monthly payment. When it comes to monthly payments, often, unless my computer's moving around again here, monthly often lease payment is far cheaper than a purchase payment. That's true. That's true. When you see a lot of this here, folks, on leases is the high-end cars, the BMWs, Mercedes, Lexus, Infinitis, all that other stuff, Audis. People I noticed, even my family members that have higher-end cars like that, when you ask, did you buy a car? Or no, I lease it, because it is cheaper. You go lease an Audi or a BMW to high-end one. Well, you should first. If you can afford to buy, high-end is one thing. But if you can't, and you're trying to, you want to buy a car like that just to, to have one, because you say you always wanted it. You might want to go with the lease because the lease is going to be a lot cheaper. If you go on a payment thing where you're actually making a monthly payment, let's say you lease on a BMW, whatever, 5 Series is 3 and change or 4 and change, whatever. You go out to buy it, it might be a lot more, maybe $500-600 a month. That's just for the car, not the insurance. Saving on down payments. Instead of blowing your savings on the down payment of a car that you're going to keep for several years, lease should never require a down payment. This is shrewd strategy for personal finance. Again, I'm just going to read the highlights here. How rough the car is treated. Okay, the amount of driving you do, of course. Leases come with mileage requirements that are typically 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. If you go over the contracted mileage in lease, you will pay between 15 and 30 cents per mile. You get the business travel, duration of the time with car and warranty, early termination, car depreciation, and customizing car. For car buyers, there is a love of customization. This can't be done with leased vehicles. Well, it stands to reason. You're leasing it and must be returned as it is sold. As it is sold. And then it goes on to say, this is something very important to consider. People who love modifying the cars should stay clear of a car lease to avoid other fees. Okay, so that's that. And then tips on negotiating a better lease. Never step foot on a lot. Nitpick the contract. Mileage limit. Add-ons. No negotiable fees. Dealer discount. Interest rate. Money factor. Non-negotiable fees. Residual value, acquisition fee, disposition fee, registration and taxes. Get knowledge on financing with the 1% rule. Don't be standoffish. Learn some hacks. Shopping quotes around using a lease broker. And then it goes on looking up incentives. Don't negotiate monthly price. Money at the signing of the table. Never put cash or use a trade in as a down payment. Down payment versus due at signing. Multiple security deposits, willingness to walk, the value of the production dates, in-office offers, great lease today. And you could read the rest of that story. And the story you are looking for on Frugal For Less is how to negotiate best auto lease deal, 9 easy tips. Let's move right along. Frugal For Less, how to negotiate. Oh, we just did this one. Oh, good. That's even better yet. All right. We cut these down a little here. Sometimes that happens. I click too quick with the, I'm too quick on the trigger here, so to speak. This one here, these are going to be all from what I can see here, from e-commerce bites. And let me give you the URL. It's www.ecommercebites.com. I love this site. Gives a lot of good information. This came out January 27, 2019. Online sellers transition to new 2019 postal rates. We all knew that was coming. We already heard about that in the past. I think I did videos on it. The USPS 2019 postal prices are now officially in effect today. But no matter how many postage rate changes online, online sellers go through, it is always seems to be the painful transition. It's true, because I think sometimes if the postage is too high, unless you're going to pick the tab up, your buyers, your potential buyers will shy away from that, because if it's too much, I know I do. If I see something, if I am going to buy something on whatever it is on a site, and I see the shipping charge can be too exuberant, I will definitely pass it up and look for something with free shipping. But that's me. A typical question was posted by an eBay seller on the discussion boards on Saturday afternoon. If something sells today and you don't print the shipping label until Monday, we have to pay the new rate. The buyer has paid postage based on the old rates. Sellers continue to discussing the changes on the industry boards today. Here are a sample of eBay and Etsy threads. And if you click this on, you can click the eBay thread. You can click this one over here, another eBay thread, and you can click this one here for the Etsy thread. These are all active hyperlinks. It says over here, is eBay keeping USPS shipping discounts instead of passing it to the sellers? And then you can click that on. The new USPS rates, link to the thread, and it starts today. The rate increases, link to Etsy threads. Not only is it generally more expensive to ship packages with the January 27, 2019 date, it's also more complex. Stamps.com published this guide to help sellers make sense and changes. Look for the invaluable, when to use the tips next to each of the service, and you can find our guide published when the new rates are announced in October. Let us know if you encountered any issues or if it's a smooth shipping. Not for nothing. I mean, I really don't want to expand too much on the topic. It's a postage rate increase. I mean, you're still going to, if people want the item from you, they're still going to buy, they're going to still pay the shipping. I don't think it's something to get overhyped about, I mean, granted, if you're the seller and, well, here's the thing. If you're offering free shipping, which we all know it's padded in the price. I mean, let's be realistic. We know, I know it's not really free. Can you really offer free shipping? How about your material? So you say, well, if I get the boxes from the U.S. Postal Service, those are for free. Yeah, they're free. But I mean, when you're unless you really are genuinely shipping free, you're willing to take that beating with shipping. Then yeah, if you're that generous with that, then sure. But we all know it's all padded in the price. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be such a big thing. I don't think it's something that we got to sit here and mitigate on it over and over again, talking about the postage rates and so on and so forth. They went up. We got to comply with it. You got no choice, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Say, well, I'll go to UPS to do my shipping or FedEx. They're just as expensive. I had a FedEx account. I closed it. And I was supposed to have been a business, and I thought I was getting good rates. We get 10% discount on certain things. It was more, even with the discounts, it was still cheap for me to go to the U.S. Postal Service. USPS is my prime, that's my number one go-to shipping place. I do all my business there. I don't want multiple accounts. I had a UPS account. I had a FedEx account. I closed them out because I said to myself, I don't need more additional paperwork or more confusion, If I did sell something, did I send it out FedEx? I sent it out UPS. I sent it out USPS. I didn't need it. I one service, and I use the Postal Service exclusively for everything, But anyway, I don't want to expand too much on that topic. Let's move on here. This one here is, will eBay sellers come out January 25th, 2019? Will eBay sellers benefit from activist investor? Now, I think I talked about this once before. There's a company called Elliott Management. All right, they are a management company. I guess they own a percentage of, if I'm not mistaken, of eBay. I don't know. The way it made it sound like they were talking about if it would be nice if they could be purchased by a company, but I don't know if that's going to ever happen. It may. You never know. I mean, the way eBay's been going lately, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but let's just read a little about this here. It says, what do sellers think of the activist investor Elliott Management letter to the board? eBay's board of directors on Tuesday. In case you missed it, the investment firm bought up shares in eBay is now pursuing the board to take certain actions for the benefit of shareholders. You can read about it in the January 2019. This is the news eBay e-commerce flash. Again, whenever you see them highlighted in blue like that, they were all active hyperlinks. You could click it on. I'm not going to do it because, again, we don't want to keep this too long. Okay, and then it says over here, the 2019, which contains a link to the letter details. If it sounds familiar, that's because eBay faced over with the activist investor Carl Icahn a few years ago, resulting in eBay splitting with PayPal and selling off its eBay enterprise unit. What do sellers who depend on eBay platform think of the proposal of Elliott Management, which is of the recommendations would help sellers? We created a survey to find out. Tell us what you think. Here's the link to the survey, and you could check it out on surveymonkey.com, and stay tuned for the results, okay? If you go down, you could also read the readers' comments as well. I love reading and see it because I love to hear what people have to say. It's always interesting. If you never read them, you should read them. It's pretty interesting to see what they talk about. Okay, let's move on here. An Etsy story just came out January 26, 2019. New Etsy forums work in progress. Etsy relaunched its discussion boards on Tuesday, after nearly a 2-week hiatus, but there's still work to be done. On Friday, Etsy acknowledged some of the issues raised by the users and published a list of some of the features it is working to improve. One change that was obviously needed was the hard-to-read font on Etsy. Said it would make the font easy to read throughout the community pages. The readability issue was surprising, given Etsy's emphasis and accessibility issues, which was behind unpopular decision to turn sellers' gold stars to black. Etsy also said it was working on improving to Etsy Teens functionality, including features for team leaders, and it had the following to say about the members who had been muted in the forums. Following the migration of Etsy's new community spaces, members who are muted in the forums were currently unable to post in Etsy team discussion boards. We are actively reviewing this change and we'll get back to you with an update as soon as possible. Got to get back to them ASAP. If you want to read the rest of this story, folks, for you Etsy sellers out there, you know the site. PayPal says buy Multis and return. Wait, PayPal says buy Multis and return the rest. Okay, I don't know who Multis is. We're going to soon find out. It came out January 25th, 2019. PayPal is actively encouraging shoppers to buy multiple quantities of an item they want with the idea of returning all but one. That may be okay for some retailers, but is not for everyone, especially given the ever-increasing cost of return shipping. Boy, I'll say. Anyway, it says PayPal included a gift-style video showing a shopper trying over and over again a dozen coats at home to find the one they liked. The tweet reads, this is again active hyperlink, you can check it out. Want to make your buying feel more like trying? With the return shipping on us, you could buy multiple items, try them on at home, and send them back. And anything isn't quite right, activation is required. Limitations apply. PayPal, so on, so on, and so forth. You can read the rest of this story here for those who are interested in PayPal. And let us move right along. Renewals being forced. This came out January 26, 2019. Renewals being forced into eBay promoter listing campaign. Ooh, interesting. Dear Ina, this is somebody writing to Ina Steiner, who, for those who don't know, she's the owner of e-commerce Bites, I believe. I think she's a CEO and founder. Anyway, it says, Dear Ina, I just renewed some listings on eBay and I had a lot of inflated bills. I've been fighting for some months now after much effort. We are getting someone else removed. I'm having an issue with them claiming I added a second category. I've been around since 2013, and I know better than to do that. I never add a second category. Who wants to give eBay more money, especially when you're not making any money, for me anyway? Maybe you know about this, but I'm shocked. I started relisting some of the items this evening. Here's the message I got. You successfully submitted your listings. All of your listings were submitted successfully. 13 listings were submitted successfully. 12 listings were promoted by the U.S. campaign. I do promote some of my listings, but the ones I would lose money on, I do not promote. I choose my promotions on how much and how long it appears. Now will be forced on me. I also noted yesterday that when I edited something, it would put me into automatic promotions. Thank you for your time, M. You know what? Nobody ever really asked me the question about. I don't really use promoted listings. I never really have, and I don't think I will. For the simple reason is, the reason why I won't use it is because I am not making any money right now to use the promoted listing. I know people say, yeah, but you only pay the promoted listing when your item sells. But you know what? It's a win-win situation for eBay all the way around. All I know is I got a bill coming up at the end of this month. Well, I think I paid already, but the following month is going to be coming up. And I'm looking at it already. You could see it for February. You know, how they going to bill you. And I am not going to give eBay any more money, especially when I'm not making money to pay. I need to make enough to pay the... It sounds crazy, not even enough money to pay the research fee. That's how bad it is. So there's no way in heaven I am going to use promoted listings. Or you ever see those bold things they have there? If you want your thing to stand out, I think they had a bold listing on one of the things I was going to update. I don't have to want the $3 or $4. I said, are they crazy? Are they crazy? On top of your listing fee, so that one item that you're selling, if it doesn't sell, it's $5. And how are you going to pay that into your price? I mean, you're going to have to charge $5 just to add that to it, whatever. It was something ridiculous like that. Get bold headlining or bold heading, whatever, for I think it was either $3 or $4. I said they're out of their mind. There's no way I'm doing that. Anyway, you can read the rest of this story here, folks. Okay, I do not, like I said again, I'm not a promoted listing person. I don't really care to use it. But for those out there, you may like it. Okay. Rita says Etsy locks sellers out of teams. This story came out January 26, 2019. Readers say Etsy locks sellers out of teams. And again, somebody wrote to Ina, Dear Ina, you should look at Etsy right now. They're intentionally blocking forum users from being on teams. If we were muted, we are now blocked out teams as well. But we can't stop getting alerts. We can't even reassign captains. We are completely being locked out, but still pay full fees. Yep. Well, you know what? Hey, you know what they say. You can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. That goes for me too. Because there's been plenty of times I've been getting like that with eBay lately. But, if you start seeing things like that going on all the time, companies start playing games with you, nickel and dime you to death with fees, then it's time to try someplace else and see. Maybe you might get better luck. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of things about Etsy lately, and I'm not too happy with the way they run that over there. But that's me. That's me though. Anyway, you know the URL and you know the site. Let's bump out of here. And this one here is, could Scale Factor become the Shopify of small biz finance? This came out January 25th, 2019. Scale Factor raised $30 million to help small businesses manage their accounting and finances. The latest funding round for the company, led by Investment Venture Partners, which helped fund companies like Shopify and Yelp. The company also made some executive hires, including Robert Gilbreth, who joins the Scale Factor as the Senior Vice President of Marketing. Gilbreth knows online sellers well. He comes from the ShipStation, which provides shipping solutions for merchants and shippers. And if you want to read the story about this, you know where to go, folks. This is good. We're coming to a close here. Amazon retailers sent a first-class message to lawmakers. Came out January 25th, 2019. Amazon, the National Retail Federation, and other representatives from the Package Coalition were in Washington, D.C. on Thursday, advocating the importance of keeping a 6-day rule delivery affordable through the U.S. Postal Service. Our members who engage in e-commerce rely on affordable packaging delivery services 6 days a week, the NRF told the Senate House staffers during a panel presentation. If the Postal Service is forced to raise prices, it will have an outsized impact on our members and the retail economy in general. Yep, so you can check that out, folks. And we're on the last one. Yay. Free shipping report. Surprise people. Surprise, people want free things. This came out January 25th, 2019. This is the National NRF again, the National Retail Federation said a study it conducted found more online shoppers want free shipping. Interesting. While the headline above is fallacious, however you say that there, it is true that online sellers are frustrated over the expectations large retailers and marketplaces are setting when it comes to shipping. Consumers increasingly expect free delivery on items they buy online and are also embracing new options like picking up their online purchase at a local store. According to the latest issue in the quarterly Consumer View report released today by the National Retail Federation, the NRF wrote, and when my mouse cursor up here, E-commerce Bytes has observed a movement by sellers to urge marketplaces like eBay to use the term shipping included instead of free shipping, because as they point out, there is no such thing as free shipping. I've been trying to say that. Shipping included, that's right, because it's true. There is no such thing as free shipping, because somewhere along the line, people are paying for it. Who's going to pay free shipping? That's just like when an item comes back, it's being returned, and eBay wants the sellers to pay this return shipping. There goes your profit margin, right? I had that happen to me. I got stiffed for that. I think it was $17 I got stiffed for. I had a thing in there, item being sold for parts not working. The guy gets it, I love this one. It's a real classic. He writes on there, item is not as described and defective, parts missing. I called up eBay and said, wait a minute. I put the item down items defective, not, if a part's not working, he's writing it's not as described and parts not listed. He sends it back, and I get banged for the shipping. Unbelievable, unbelievable. It's amazing. It's amazing how eBay coincides with the buyers. That really had me going. And they're like, "Oh, you can open the appeal up if you want." I said, "You know what? Forget it. I'll just take it as a loss." That's why that free shipping stuff doesn't work for me. Anyway, however, the NRF study makes an interesting point. Shoppers are willing to meet retailers halfway to get free delivery. According to the NRF, Vice President of Research and Development Industry Analyst Mark Matthews, the press release included some interesting findings from the study, such as finding that 75% of consumers surveyed expect delivery to be free, even on orders under $50, on page 60, up from 68% a year ago. I understand everybody's looking to save a buck here and there, but as a seller, as an e-commerce retailer, whatever you want to call yourself, in some cases, you can't always accommodate the buyer's needs. So, my take is if you don't like the seller, or you're not happy with the seller, what they have to offer, keep on shopping. And anyway, on that note, we're going to close this guy out here. Well, I'll leave that up there for now, and I'm going to close this video out But anyway, this is Rich Pasini signing off. Today is January 28, 2019. I will talk to you guys soon. Until then, have a great day. Bye-bye now.